Pelican One, do you read?
Okay, we're live, and we have sound. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I am here with the inspector who reacts. How you doing,
This is
inspector?
this is good.
Good. Okay,
This is a
good.
good start. Doing really good.
There was a split second where I forgot my audio, and I was like, unmute. Hello, my fellow pelicans. You have returned.
Pelican Squadron has arrived.
Pelican Squadron, do you copy? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming back and oh, we didn't. I know you guys wouldn't forget the audio. I was trying to beat you to it.
This whole video mute.
Hey Chuck, how are you? We have MXC. Hello, Captain Spike, Steve. Hey guys, how are you all doing? Welcome. So yeah. So as some of you know, I've been making my way through the Marvel movies. We are going a little bit out of order, so
Yeah, this one kind of is supposed to come before Age of Ultron,
mhm.
but it kind of doesn't really change anything wherever you put it. So
Yeah, I felt like it didn't seem. It seems like its own thing, like kind of like a standalone thing.
yeah,
However, the stone in the movie was referenced in other movies, right? Am I
yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
it.
Which is kind of like Age of Ultron kind of gave you a sneak peek at that.
Yes, yes. So, which was cool because I was like, oh, okay. I think they mentioned that in the other movie. I couldn't remember what movie it was, but I was like, I think they
And
mentioned that.
this movie actually kind of gives you some backstory on what these things are.
Yes, I will say this is definitely um, Winston. Hello. This is definitely one of those movies that I like. I have to. I could tell. I have to watch again. Like I mean, at some point I want to rewatch all the movies, but this is a movie
Yeah,
I feel like I really need to watch again. Um,
yeah,
Even a couple times to kind of like take everything in. Because I felt like there was a lot, and
yeah,
but it was good, but like I have to go
yeah.
back and watch it again. Um,
You need
so
your Star Wars crawl.
yeah. um, so okay, so my overall impression. I want to be honest. Like the first hour, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like, I don't like the movie. I'm like, everybody loves this movie.
Mm.
What's going on? Like, why? I like this is like everyone's gonna hate me. Like, I'm gonna come on here Sunday night. I'm gonna like give it two thumbs down, and everyone's gonna like, nobody's ever gonna talk to me again.
Yeah,
Royson, hello.
I was kind of getting worried. It's like maybe she won't like it. Like this might be. Um,
Yeah, I was real. So like that's kind of how it started, but then there was like a turning point. For me, the turning point in the movie was when what's her name? Okay, the green girl. What's her name?
Gamora.
Gamora. Okay, when when Nebula, that's her sister, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Karen Gillan, Nebula,
Yes,
her
I was so
sister.
excited to see her there. When she blew up her ship and she's just kind of floating in the air, and you think she's gonna die, and I was like, oh my
Oh yeah,
god, and then Peter, you think he's gonna leave her, but then he goes and he saves her, and it was like that, like to me, like that's the turning point in the movie.
uh,
For me at least, that from there, like things started like really picking up, and there were all these moments that just like tugged at my heartstrings, and I was finally
yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Okay,
now I get why people like this movie.
yeah. This okay. I'm gonna just be honest. This movie, no matter how many times I watch it, and that shocks me. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Of all the Marvel movies, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie makes me cry,
I cried
especially the
too.
ending.
Yes.
It's like, how is it this movie? This movie's the one that makes me burst of tears, no matter how many times I watch it. Especially that ending scene, that ending moment. It's like I was like, how? How? It's a movie with a tree and a raccoon, and I'm losing my mind.
It's and like I mean, that's how you could say like like exactly like you and so that's how you know like this was just a really good story, and they told it really well for you to for anyone to cry over a raccoon and a tree um and like like they had this message of a friendship, the
Yeah,
importance of friendship, um and that is okay, it's a very cheesy lesson to put in a movie, right? So, but they sold it in a way that um, they did it in such a way that it didn't feel cheesy. It felt very like
Yeah,
genuine and
it felt warm.
yes, yes, very real and oh, it was they did it really well. Hi
Yeah,
Daniel.
yeah. It's like this new gang who we've never met before suddenly just becomes his family, and it's like
Yeah,
these
like
all
and and I guess because they started out as enemies, like they wanted to kill each other and
yeah.
everybody else. Like and I guess to see that them evolve, um, kind of helps to sell it too. Like for Tyan,
Hey, friends.
hello,
Hey.
what's up, everybody? Um, yeah, so they did a really good job. I bought into all of it, like not
Yeah,
right away, but like,
yeah. It does have an interesting start, but the
yeah.
ending is definitely really it's it's Marvel Star Wars. It's like
Yeah, I
really
feel like that's a good way of putting it. Um, now, Nightwalker warned me prior to watching. I'm sorry,
yeah.
Inspector. He has two names, by the way, guys. Inspector warned me that the beginning was sad. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I was more like I felt like if your mom and you were gonna watch this, I was like, okay, I should probably warn you. There's some kind of sad moment up right up front.
you want to know what's really like bad? I mean, I mean, I hate sad movies in general, but like I can handle like people sad, but when it involves
Yeah,
animals, like
yeah,
I can't. Like that, I probably would have hated. Like if the guy's like, you know, pet passed away or something, I would be like, nope, that's it. I
yeah,
hate this movie. I'm not watching the rest of it.
yeah. I was like, that was one of the things. Like, oh, thank God it's not a pet. I was
Yes,
like,
yeah.
I was thinking it's not an animal. I was kind of scared. Like, oh no, you're gonna think it's a veterinarian or something, aren't you? It's like, it's gonna be. Like, it's one of
um,
those it's one of those rare moments where it's like, oh, thank goodness it's a hospital.
yeah. So I mean, the beginning was sad, but like,
Yeah,
but I can handle it. It was okay. Yeah. So the beginning, it starts out, his mother is dying,
yeah.
and that's his grandfather, Peter's grandfather, right? Not his father.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
That's her father.
her father.
So yeah,
Okay.
his grandfather.
So you know, you gather she has some kind of cancer or something,
Yeah,
and they
a
call
tumor,
a
I
tumor.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
They call Peter in to like say goodbye, and so you know, she says a few things to him and gives him a gift, which he takes. It's all wrapped and he doesn't open it, and then you know, she asks him to take her hand, and he couldn't,
yeah.
which was sad. And in that moment, she starts to die and dies, and he runs out of the hospital screaming. Oh my gosh! And that,
He's upset. He's so upset. The kid does really good.
yeah. Um, and then all of a sudden there's like this, so he runs outside of the hospital, you know, in the middle of the street, screaming, crying, and then all of a sudden he kind of gets like, he just disappears, like there's
He
big
gets
flash.
beamed up.
Yeah. um for it, I was a little confused at first. I was like, once we see um uh Chris Pratt, like I was like, oh, is
Oh
this
yeah,
it took me a second. I was like, this is the same guy, right? Or is it not? I wasn't sure at first, but
yeah,
then I mean, I figured it out, but wasn't sure.
yeah.
Um,
20 something years later,
hmm
and yeah, he's all grown up. He's and he's still got his Walkman.
Yeah, that was funny. It that is true. It was very sad for Grandpa losing his daughter and his grandson. That is very sad.
Yeah.
Star-Lord's grandma was in the first Captain America.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. The actress who played his mother also played a woman in Captain America 1. She was just some random extra, but she met Captain America. So it's possible that that this woman also, you know, is Peter's grandmother. So Peter's grandmother met Captain America. It's a theory, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I like that. Interesting. Um, okay, so yes, we see him on this faraway planet, and um, not weirded out at this point from being on another planet. I guess it's something he's used to. He's listening to his music, bopping along. And then he meets these beings, these guys.
He archaeology kind of situation. He opens this tomb, pulls out this sphere, and then these guys, these alien guys, show up. These soldiers, which, by the way, that their leader, that guy, is from Captain Marvel. It's the same guy. It's the one of the Kree.
Okay.
The one who says, "I smile on the inside," or "I laugh on the inside."
Okay. I know. I remember at one point hearing, I think when that guy, when we see that guy Ronan, they mention Kree.
Yeah. Ronan also was in Captain Marvel. He was the one who met her and she threatened him when they all ran off. That was Ronan.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of why I brought Captain Marvel first, so you would kind of meet these characters.
No, that was helpful, because I was hearing things like Kree and whatever, and it made sense. But I didn't realize that was the same character.
Yeah, it's kind of it was just so to kind of say, okay, that way if you watch Captain Marvel after this, it's kind of okay, these are these characters, but I know what happens to them.
Yeah.
So it was more okay, here, we'll introduce to these characters, even though you don't know anything about them, and then you'll kind of learn more in this movie.
Now that reminds me. Okay, so in this movie we see more of Thanos. Now we see him at the end credits of one of the other movies. And I saw
Avengers
him.
1.
No, now I saw him, and I said, I was like, oh, isn't he in Guardians of the Galaxy? Not that I ever saw it, but I could have sworn I saw him with. And you guys were like, no.
Well, I think we were trying to not bring it up. Is the thing. But
you made me think I was wrong, but I was right. I was so confused.
You were right. It was just we was no,
y'all
save it for later.
Want to admit I was right.
But didn't you say you saw somebody playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Daniel here. I watched Daniel playing the video game.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sure I saw him in that, or in stuff online, pictures or.
That's what I was thinking. It was wait a minute, maybe you were thinking connecting Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos from the game, and I didn't know if you knew from the movie or something. I was okay, yes, he's in the movie, but I wasn't sure if that connection was. It's weird.
Okay.
I was actually shocked how you knew that. As I was saying, it's oh no, you know something.
I'm just happy I'm right. Not only talking raccoon wielding a heavy. Here you go. The raccoon reminds me of my dog. I know that's weird, but it reminded me of Madigan.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Star-Lord gets in this situation where he has to escape, and gets in his ship, and as he kind of barely escapes, he has some trouble getting out after getting hit with a geyser, and once he gets out, some passenger he forgot about was.
Oh yeah, he had a
stowaway
lady friend.
It's I forgot you were here, so I'm sorry. It's at least he's honest. And yeah, this movie is just oozing with 80s stuff, the music, the kind of jokes from Peter mostly.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed the different music throughout the movie. Women, we always do figure out the truth. Yeah, I enjoyed the music and the humor. It was very funny. Peter and Rocket. It is Rocket.
Rocket, yeah. Rocket the raccoon.
Rocket the raccoon. I have to be honest, I keep getting his name wrong, and I keep wanting to call him Rooster. I don't know why. I want to call him Rooster. So. I'm not.
Yeah,
So don't laugh at me if I accidentally call him Rooster.
It's we're gonna have the Pelican Squadron and the Rooster Squadron.
Yeah.
That'll be our Imperial squadrons, the Roosters, and our Republic squadrons, the Pelicans.
Yeah. Oh, the Kevin Bacon stuff was funny. That was really funny too. Yeah, I
Oh
liked.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I liked how these beings took everything literally. Like that was kind of an ongoing joke throughout the movie.
Um,
Um,
Drax, yeah. His species are very literal.
yeah. Um, even her. There was one scene with her that was funny. Um, okay. Sorry. So back to the order. All right. Yeah. So the girl shows up. He's like, I forgot you were here. Okay. And then he gets a call from
Oh yeah.
the person who I guess rescued him.
Kid, yeah, kidnapped him.
Okay.
The one that picked him up in the very beginning of the movie. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name.
I wrote him down.
Are we good? Are we offline? Are we online?
Oh, come on. It's offline. And stream resumed.
Are we good? Sorry.
It's We're back? Okay, good. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting
All
us
right.
know.
Just a blip. We had a blip there.
Yeah. Sorry, my internet's not loving me lately. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for keeping us posted on that. I appreciate that. Quick question though. Okay, but Yondu said that originally someone was gonna eat him, and
His
he
crew
saved
wanted
him?
to eat him.
Oh, his crew. Okay. All right, I
Yeah.
got it. All right, so he did. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, it's Yandu's being like a parent. Like he's like I raised you, I took care of you, and you were doing all this to me. It's like, and Krill's like, yeah, whatever. You kidnapped me. It's like,
There was something about that scene just reminded me of like Han Solo and like Jabba the Hutt,
Like
or Han
Jabba,
Solo
yeah.
and it was, yeah, there was something about that. DC, hello. Okay. All right, so then he ends up like hanging up on him. He's like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
not having this conversation. And then we see, what is it? The Dark Asler? Ashler?
Aster?
Asler?
Yeah, I believe.
Okay. I wrote really
Yeah.
quickly, so I get words misspelled and wrong.
Yeah,
And, okay.
that's Ronan's cruiser, Ronan's ship.
His
Yeah.
warship. Okay. And this is where like we see him, and this is where we
Oh.
mentions the Kree. Go ahead.
Yeah. So have you seen Pushing Daisies?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the main actor.
Uh-huh.
He's the one who plays Ronan.
Oh,
Like-
okay. I have to look up. I guess I should look up. A lot of them looked familiar.
Yeah.
I recognize the girl. I don't remember her name.
Gamora.
Gamora, you said, right?
Yeah.
I've seen her in like other things like Center
She's-
Stage and Pirates of the Caribbean. I like her, so it's cool to see her in this.
Yeah. She's in Star Trek too.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
like
yes, that as
Uhura.
well.
Yeah.
I saw the first Star Trek movie.
Oh, you haven't seen the other three or two?
No, just the first one. Too sad for me. Parts of
Mm.
it. She was in Avatar. Okay, that movie I didn't see.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah, she's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I feel
Good.
like she's a really good actress, and she's like a likable character. Zoe Saldana. Okay,
Yeah.
she was in all three of the Star Treks. Okay, cool.
She does really good as Gamora in this.
Oh yeah, I think she was like my favorite character. She she was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Nebula, her sister, Karen Gillan.
Yeah, I had forgotten that she was in this. I remember after she did Doctor Who, like hearing that she
Yeah.
had signed up to do this.
She shaved her head for this role.
Yeah. I mean, that's commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was all painted blue, and she looked
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah.
And what she did with her voice,
Yeah.
that was like she sounded like like scary.
Yeah, it's like she's nothing like the other kind of characters we've seen her play in the like compared to this. It's like wow.
Yeah. I mean, in Doctor Who, she was serious, but more,
Yeah, she wasn't really threatening.
no,
In-
just to Rory.
yeah, yeah.
Poor Rory. Um, let's see, I didn't even recognize her. Yeah, well, it took me a second, but once I realized it was her, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Um, all right, so, yeah, so this is not good.
Come on, come on, come on. It'll come back probably a
Stream
bit.
resumed, yeah.
We really need to figure out your internet soon.
Yeah. Um,
Okay, we
all
back.
right,
We
all
good?
right,
You
it's
all
back.
back?
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'll try and figure this out at some point.
We'll we'll see you in the next 10 minutes buffer.
Yep. All right. So, and then the two sisters are like kind of arguing.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they were arguing about. I guess how
They were like they were Ronan was gonna send Nebula, but Nebula's not had the best record,
Mhm.
so Gamora's got a better record, so she basically said, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this.
Okay.
Like I'm better at my job than her."
Mhm.
And yeah, so we come to the planet was called Xandar, right? Yeah, Xandar,
Xandar.
and where we meet Rocket and Groot.
Yes. So yeah, we see the two of them, in this. Sorry, my phone. So. Oh wait. Oh, I have Galaxy Heroes up. Okay. Oh, I didn't get my bonus energy.
It's like always at this time, isn't it? The bonus energy.
I have another half hour. It's okay. It's not important. So yeah, so they're looking. They're like looking at their thing.
Yeah, they're like scanning for bounties. They're bounty hunters.
Yeah, and Star Lord comes up.
Yeah,
So they go
because
to,
because of Yondu's bounty that he put on him.
yeah. So they go to get him, and but at the same time, I have 30
Well,
minutes. It's okay. It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. It's not important.
Yeah, he goes to sell the orb, and turns out the buyer doesn't want to be involved with Ronan,
Hmm.
so he doesn't get the orb sold. And Gamora's like there. She chats him up for a minute to distract him, and then kidnaps the orb and runs off. And we get this crazy fight.
Yeah, that was funny. So it's like Peter and Gamora are fighting each other, and
And Rocket and Groot interfere.
yeah, like they're trying to get him, but she's trying. It was a big mess, but it was really funny.
Yeah.
And then ultimately they like all end up getting arrested.
Yeah.
So
I love that part where Rocket's like got his little cannon and he shoots Peter and he just like he zaps him. He's like, yeah, right. Groot gets his arms chopped off.
I know. I was so sad at first. I was like, oh my gosh, no, poor Groot. And like then he said like it grows back. So, and by the time we see him in the jail, it already grew back.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we go to the jail. We see them kind of like getting prepared, like they're getting washed, and they have these jail clothes they have to put on.
We got Hooked on a Feeling playing.
Yeah. And whatchamacallit, they kind of get like taunted by
All the prisoners.
all the prisoners, yeah. And they're like specifically like going after her because of her connection to Ronan. if I understand.
Connection to Ronan, connection to Thanos. Basically, she's a big time killer.
Yeah.
To a lot of these people.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. The dancing baby song.
So, yeah, and that evening, some of the prisoners kidnap Gamora, planning to kill her, and Drax shows up.
Yeah. Oh, Drax. Okay, no, Drax is the
literal alien. Yeah.
Okay, I referred to him in my notes as the big guy.
Dave Bautista.
Now he looked familiar. Like, I just didn't look him up. He looks familiar. Like I've seen him in other things. I don't know what.
He's the WWE wrestler. So he's that's what all I know him from.
I don't watch.
But he's been in a few other. He started acting now in films, so
maybe I've seen him in other things. Okay. So he tries to stop them because he wants to be the one to kill her, right?
Yeah.
And then, but then Peter sees what's going on and he steps in, and he's like, don't do it. Wait for Oh wait, he reveals that she was going to betray Ronan, and so he's like trying to convince him, don't kill, don't do his work for him, so he talks him out of it. And the reason why he wants to kill him is
he basically says, I was just gonna say, he basically says like she's not working with Ronan anymore. She can help you get to Ronan so you can get your revenge because Ronan killed Drax's family,
right? And
he's like says, you're just gonna do this, and they get into the argument about the whole
why did I run my finger across his neck? Why would I do that?
No, that's you slicing his throat.
It's a metaphor.
We all know what this is, right? And it's like, yeah, no, I don't know this.
Yeah, that was funny.
So yeah, they settle things. They discuss, and so him and Gamora discuss their plans to escape and what they're going to do with the orb and the money.
Mm-hmm.
And, we get Ronan meets Thanos. We get that scene next.
Wait, who meets Thanos?
Ronan. Like, we meet Thanos with Ronan, yeah.
Is that when, like, they're meeting... No, not virtually. That's later on.
There's a virtual meeting at first, and then it cuts to them at his chair.
Okay, all right. There was something about that. It reminds me of like Kylo Ren and Snoke, or Darth Vader and Palpatine. Like there was, just something about it that reminded me of that. Okay, we see him on his throne. I can't read my handwriting.
So Ronan and him, they're discussing, like, Ronan wants to just, like, get revenge for the Kree because there's, like, now this peace treaty between him and the Xandar people. Mm-hmm. And he wants Thanos to help him with it, and Thanos offers to help, but, he's not, like, this is nothing to him.
Okay.
Like, he's just this mad titan being of... But he's in the background. He's not doing anything. He's just this big mob boss kind of guy.
Okay. Kind of like a Jabba the Hutt?
Sorta.
Okay. Alright, so then we go back to all of them at the jail, and they all sit down together and they start to, like, plot their escape. So what's funny is, like, they're sitting at the table and they're plotting, everything that they need to do. They're like, the tricky thing is going to be, like, dismantling the alarm or something like that. Yeah. And as they're doing that, we see Groot in the background. Like, as they're talking about, like, how it's going to be hard to reach the thing or whatever, we just see Groot
we need this battery, but we need to get the battery last, okay? That's going to be the last thing we need to get. And then Groot's in the background, goes up to the thing, grows a little bit, pulls off the switch, and then starts everything. Like the whole
Yeah.
thing just starts.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess we could do it now.
Or we can do it first and just improvise.
Yeah.
And we need a leg.
Oh, yeah.
We need
See,
a guy's
now,
leg.
I had missed that part when he said that. So I was a little confused about that later on when they were talking about it. But that was funny.
Yeah.
So next, like, chaos just ensues. And they're
Yeah,
all just...
There's a lot of action. Honestly, like, this is probably mostly just because of how ridiculous the scene is, but it's one of my favorite scenes is just when Rocket finally gets the gun and just starts blasting all over the place, and Groot's like they're all freaking out, roaring, going crazy, and just like, this is one of those moments where you realize this is how ridiculous this movie is, and it's so fun.
Yeah. A little raccoon just blasting everybody. But yet there's something so normal about it.
Yeah, it's like this is probably not the weirdest thing in this movie, but it is the best.
Do we ever find out like why Rocket is the way he is? Like, why is he a talking raccoon? Like, why?
Yeah, there's like genetic modifications were done to him. He probably was a normal raccoon and then was experimented on. So far there's not been an explanation that I know of. There's probably one in the comics, but I don't know I don't know the explanation details of it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he like started as a raccoon and they did something to him, or if he started as a person and did something to him. Like, but I guess that's more like magic spell type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't really. They don't show it in the movies yet, but they say it verbally. He was an experiment. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't say who did it either. Aww.
Yeah, Yeah.
Poor Rocket.
Yeah, which is like, it's really weird. It's like Rocket's like this kind of like trying to be tough guy character, but he's got really sad moments.
Oh my god. The end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
But we'll get to that eventually. All right. So. Yeah.
They make her escape. The leg's not needed.
The leg. Yeah, they find out at the end that the leg wasn't really needed. He was just joking. So they make it to the, I guess, like the control center of the jail.
Yeah.
And you know they have a plan, and you know I think is it Rocket who's doing it? He's
Rocket's doing all the mechanical stuff.
And is that when they do the gravity thing, or is that later?
He does the jiggery pokery that makes the gravity deactivate outside.
Which was a smart move. What?
There's so much language. Captain America's not happy with you guys.
Your use of MXC got flagged. All right, so okay, they turn off the gravity, and then in the thing that they're in, they're able to like fly out.
Yeah. They fly out. They find Quill's ship, and
they do get the orb back before they leave.
Yeah, Quill sneaks the orb away with him and goes off to go get his Walkman back.
He gets his Walkman back. He gets the orb. And they make it back to the ship. So, and then they take off. And then next they go to, oh wait a minute, blue guy. Goes to, oh, okay, so, but then in the next, before we see them at the other place, we see, Yunin?
Ronan.
No, the other guy. The blue
guy.
Yondu. Goes to the guy we see in the beginning who Peter...
Yes, yeah, right.
I can't do it.
The guy who's selling. Yeah, the trader, the guy who trades.
Can I just start
I can do all the explanation
Please
if you want me.
can't. Blue guy, that's what I wrote. Okay.
Blue Arrow guy.
Blue guy goes
The
to the
Green
guy
Arrow, it's Blue
and
Arrow.
asks about the orb. Threatens him with the dart. Okay. Oh, that dart thing was like kind of.
Yeah.
I have to be careful with the names, because then you make mistakes and call Falcon Pelican. And you say it so seriously.
Yeah, so we get that little scene with Yondu threatening the guy, asking, what the orb is, what all that is,
Yeah.
and if he can buy one of those little keychains or whatever.
Okay, and then we go back to the Guardians, and they are heading to nowhere with a K.
Yep.
Knowhere.
Turns out to be some ancient being's head.
Yeah. Which was kind of weird, but
It's an interesting kind of location. It's not something you've seen before in other sci-fi, I believe.
Yeah. And so like this place kind of I feel like I keep making Star Wars references. This place kind of reminded me of I don't know, like a little bit of like the cantina.
Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah, Nar Shaddaa. Coruscant, one of the cantinas in one of those places, like
Yeah, it's a very underworld kind of
yeah,
place.
Canto Bite, but not as classy. So yeah, I had to look away because I'm pathetic for parts of these scenes they were like had these like little creatures fighting.
Oh yeah, the
I
little game, whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Because guys, I don't even care if it's fictional, animated, whatever. I can't watch that. So,
Yeah.
I looked away at that part.
Peter and Gamora have a little moment.
Oh my god. I wrote this down. Pelvic sorcery. I busted out. It was so funny. It was so funny.
I love the part where it's like they're like getting close, they're almost about to kiss, and she just pulls his knife, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Ah!" And she's like,
I can relate.
And she's like yelling because she can't hear, like she's not used to headphones.
Yeah, they're having this nice little moment, and he's explaining to her like the importance of the Walkman and the music. Like it was something that he did with his mom, and
the great hero Kevin Bacon.
And talks about Kevin Bacon from Footloose, and he got everybody dancing, and so he puts the headphones on her, and like they're getting closer, and he takes her hand, and they're about to kiss, and then what is this pelvic sorcery?
Yeah, it's such great moments of kind of just at the last second kind of throwing you off.
Yeah.
Of what the scene when you thought it was coming.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And then we get like Groot and Drax are fighting. There's like a bar fight going on now.
Oh yeah, at this point, Rocket is drunk.
Yeah.
And he's like ready to kill.
Yeah, he's ready to shoot up the place.
Yeah.
And
specifically, the guy.
Drax.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like it's kind of a funny scene, but it's also just like this thing where it's like Drax is like insulting Rocket, and Rocket's like, yeah, that's true. And he's like, and he insults him again. And he's like, that is also true. Like I am these things.
Poor Rocket is made fun of because he's a little raccoon, and
Yeah.
he's the
And he starts crying a little bit because he's like, I didn't want to be this. I didn't want to be this experiment or whatever.
I know, it was so sad.
Then they all kind of break up for a bit.
Yeah.
And then Gamora's buyer, the person who was going to buy the orb from her, calls, and they all head to that place, which is the Collector, which was from Thor 2.
Okay. See, now I thought he looked familiar, but
Yeah.
Okay.
And he already has the redstone, the ether from, so he's already got that.
Okay.
Yeah, so, which, okay, I didn't realize this at first. Like, I don't know why I didn't pay attention, but that's DJ from Last Jedi, I believe, right? That's the same actor, the Collector.
Oh, can anybody like you think or you're not?
I'm 99% sure now.
Can
Like,
anybody
I'm not
clarify this
didn't
information?
double check.
Well, now that you're saying it, like I can from my memory,
Yeah,
I feel like that
the
makes
the
sense. Benicio del
yeah,
Toro. That is an awesome
yeah,
name. Okay.
yeah. I never made the connection because I hadn't seen this movie in a while, but I completely, yeah, I was like, oh wait, that's him. I remember him now. Because
Oh.
he's not in, like, he's in makeup in this movie, whereas in the other movies he's a little more normal.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he's talking to them like about the orb, I guess. And then
He showed. Go ahead.
I was. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. And he shows them. Well, no. Wait. You explain that. Like what he was showing them.
You know, he's showing. He tells them about the orb. He then shows what the orb is and what it's related to. It's the
Oh, okay.
Infinity Stones. All the other stones. That we see the Tesseract. We see the Ether. We see this. We see this stone and what it does.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
And then, so, and then so his one of the girls that works for him.
yeah.
All of a sudden, we start to see her kind of inch towards the stone.
Yeah.
And he's like about to, about to tell her like, don't do it. And then she's like, I won't be your slave anymore. And she
Yeah.
grabs the stone.
Yeah. And the power's unleashed.
Yeah, and like we see like her face, like it, like you see like it kind of like crawls up her arm, and then like her whole body just like melts and
Just disintegrates.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, just
Um,
completely. The power's too much.
Yeah, and then the whole place like starts to like explode and crumble.
Yeah.
So
All the collections get destroyed. The whole place just erupts in the explosion.
but they wait a minute, let me make sure I'm at the right part. Okay, but then so they grab the orb.
Yeah, she seals it back up.
Yeah. But then at that point, Ronan shows up in his ship.
Oh yeah, because Drax called. Like, Drax made a threat.
Right.
And led Ronan here.
Yeah. So they're of course mad at him for that, but
Yeah.
they managed to escape in like these little pods or whatever. They have like their own
These little construction pods.
Yeah.
I believe they were. Yeah.
that aren't really designed to go out that far into the atmosphere.
They're indoor kind
Yeah.
of machines. They're not out space machines.
Yeah.
Gamora gets chased out, and
By her sister.
yeah,
And she's like pleading with Nebula to just we have to stop Ronan or whatever it was she was saying.
like this orb is too dangerous. Ronan will destroy everything, and
Yeah.
Nebula doesn't care and just shoots her ship.
Yeah, and so we see her little pod explode, and then Peter sees her body just kind of like floating in space.
Yeah.
And Rocket is like, come on, Peter, we got to go back. There's nothing we can do. She's gonna die in minutes, like. So and like you think he's about to turn around and leave, but instead he messages Ronan.
He calls Yondu
Oh,
to
Yondu.
his
Okay.
location,
Mhm.
his coordinates, so that Yondu can basically save him
Mm-hmm.
after
Okay.
he saves Gamora.
So he sends him the coordinates, and then he busts out of his pod. He goes to her, and he takes off this automatic face mask that he has,
Yeah.
Star Wars looking, and puts it on her, and she starts breathing, and then we see his face start to like isolate.
Freeze up a little
Yeah.
bit, pressure, all the space mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. And then Yondu shows up and with his ship, and they're automatic, they're beamed up to the ship or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" And he was like, "I don't know. There was just something inside me." She's like, honestly, it was really quite heroic. I don't
Yes.
know.
It's like I had to be the hero right now.
Yeah.
It's like it's just something inside me. She was just like, ugh.
Typical.
Then she finds out the orb got taken, that Ronan now has it. Um, Ronan and Drax have a fight. Drax loses.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Oh yeah, he throws him into the big pool of
yellow
Gu-
something.
Guk. I don't even
I don't
wanna
know what it was.
but Groot saves him. Okay. So then, but then I guess they all get back onto Yondu.
Yondu, yeah, Yondu
They're on
ship.
Yondu's ship at this point, and they're trying to oh wait. Okay. Oh, then
Oh,
Yondu shows up and he wants to kill Peter. Is that what you were gonna talk
yeah,
about?
he's mad at Peter.
Yeah.
But
Um.
we do get another one of my favorite scenes. We get the Groot, Rocket and Groot are like just basically saying it's like we gotta get out of here. We gotta go live. We gotta go live our lives. We gotta do something. Groot's like, no, we gotta go save our friends.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm,
um.
you're making me kick grass.
Oh my god.
Such a good scene.
Mhm. So anyway, Yondu wants the stone, but they all basically agree they're going to work together to, to get the stone, to stop Ronan.
Yeah, and Rocket shows up with Groot and Yondu to threaten them.
Yeah, and Peter's like, no, it's okay, I got it under control.
It's like, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to do this, or we're gonna blow you up. It's like if we did, it's like we don't even have you didn't. 5 seconds is enough time to make a decision here. It's like
Oh man.
they didn't figure out the minutia of their plan.
Mhm. All right. So then they make their plans to get the stone back and stop Ronan. They all get in their ships and big.
They're all standing in a circle, kind of like standing up in a circle.
I don't remember that part.
It was the one where it's like they're all discussing. They all realize what they're gonna do. They have to make Yondu, and it's like Gamora's like, I will fight with you. I will die with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Drax is like, you're honorable, and I will join with you. Groot stands up. It's like, I'm Groot. And they all
Oh yes,
look at Rocket.
that whole scene.
Yeah.
I like that scene, and that was another scene where I was like, oh, I like this message. I like seeing the characters evolve this way, and they're learning the importance of friendship and working together and being there for someone else. I like that scene. That scene.
Another good moment. It's like, why are you fighting to defend the galaxy? What has the galaxy ever done for you? I live in the galaxy. I'm one of the idiots who lives in it.
Very Firefly Serenity.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. So then they execute their plan. They have the kind of like this space battle.
Yeah. Ronan's got the stone in the hammer. He's got his own. He decides to take the Power Stone for himself.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I don't know if it was Peter and Gamora, if they exploded something or they did something, and she's like, "We're just like Kevin Bacon."
They flew their ship into the weak spot of the ship. They crashed. Okay. Basically, it's like, hey, we're like Kevin Bacon. And honestly, this space battle is really good. It's not even a space battle. It's like this whole Star Wars battle.
It was. It was good. A lot happened. I didn't write down all the details of it. But are we up to the scene where everything's going down?
We have the whole the Nova Corps basically make the net that kind of slow the ship down,
Mm-hmm.
sort of scene, which is one of my favorite scenes. But yeah, Gamora. Oh gosh, and this. Oh gosh, this scene made me laugh so hard. Um, was Nebula shows up
Uh-huh.
after like Drax is like saying, "You guys are my friends. I like you guys," and then he like kind of insult friends, compliments Gamora, and and then Nebula shows up, and Nebula's like going on this speech about it's like just like you're useless, you're horrible, you're all these things and wrong, and then Drax just shoots her with the rocket. I was like, I didn't see that coming, and I just lost it.
You're right. I remember that. That was funny.
It's like
Um,
nobody insults my friends.
what about Peter's message to?
Oh yeah, the dick message.
Oh, I was like, did I hear that correctly? What did
He's
they just
not.
say?
He's not an a-hole, but he's not 100% a dick. Oh yeah.
Okay. Is this pre-Disney or?
Oh no, this is Disney.
I was kind of, I'm kind of surprised. Like even in some of the other movies where like they have some swearing, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
surprised at this. I mean, I realize this is like more of an adult movie, I guess you could say, but I'm surprised about the
Yeah.
swearing for like a Disney movie.
There's actually surprising. That's the same thing. There's like swearing in Star Wars that I've never like heard before. Like Finn and a few others like say a few swear words. Finn and Poe like say a few swear words, and I'm like, that's not what I'm used to.
Really?
Like they
I
say
never-
damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
I
is-
guess that's considered more on the lower end.
Low,
of the-
yeah, it's pretty low.
I was like, wait a minute, did I thought it was like one of the bigger ones, and I was like, oh, did they like
Oh,
mutter it
yeah.
under their breath or something? But yeah, even for like a kids
Yeah.
movie, I guess you don't really want them repeating that.
Yeah, it was just it's not especially for Disney Star Wars. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that shocked me when I watched that.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I made a note here. I don't remember at what point from
What is
here,
it?
where they're walking. I don't know if they're on the ship or something. I don't know. They're walking and like there's old like these lights around them.
Oh, yeah, that's before Nebula and Groot like does a little light show.
Okay, yeah, and I commented like I loved the music in that part. This was one of the few movies, if not the only movie so far of the Marvel movies
Yeah.
that I was really really aside from Thor, where I was really aware of the music and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Um,
This movie has both a great, like nostalgic soundtrack and a great soundtrack on its own.
yeah, like like the pop music aside or whatever, like its soundtrack, like the music was really pretty, dramatic and sad and
And honestly, the music's probably what really got me when we get to that one scene.
mm-hmm.
So
I don't want to talk about it. Let's skip that scene. That's gonna be one of
Yeah.
those scenes when like I rewatch this movie that I'm just gonna fast forward through that part like it never happened.
yeah, so after Gamora and Nebula have their little fight,
Mhm.
Nebula gets knocked out of the ship.
Mhm.
She escapes. So everybody, Star-Lord finally gets his name called Star-Lord.
Yes.
Like, finally.
Somebody calls him Star Lord. um. Ship. Okay, and then the ship explodes.
They attempt to kill Ronan, but they don't succeed.
Right. So yeah, they think they finally got him. They shoot him. And they're like, you did it. But then all of a sudden, you see him like kind of stand up.
Yeah.
And he is still alive.
Then Rocket crashes his ship into the thing, and
Mhm.
still
Um,
that didn't work. But
so-
now because he crashed into the ship's control room, the ship's now crashing.
Yeah. So you see them like going down, and you're like, and at first I just thought I was like, oh, all right, I guess they're all just gonna like go down together, and like I don't know if they're all gonna die. I wasn't sure where it was going, but then you start to see Groot like
You see Groot does
he
his thing.
he forms like the tree branches and roots.
Cocoon.
Yeah, like makes like a cocoon around them, to keep them secure. Um, and they make it all the way down, and Rocket's like, why, like, why are you doing this? And he goes, we are Groot.
We.
And I'm like,
It's like
he learned a new word. We, like, we, friends. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my
yeah,
god.
fam. Yeah, that's. Oh man, every time I see that,
That
it gets me.
that was a good scene. That was
I,
a good scene.
yeah, I like when I rewatched it for this for discussing all this. I was just like, it's like I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I'm ready. Nope, it gets me. It still gets me.
Mhm. Um, let's see.
Such a good the music, everything with that scene is so good.
Oh my god! And when he just starts like hysterical crying over him. It wasn't just like a quiet cry or a little. He
Yeah,
was sobbing over him, and it's like
yeah,
that's when I started crying. He was sad over his friend. Ugh.
yeah.
But
And
um, but it
but
wasn't.
Ronan's still not dead.
He's still not dead. Um, he's there, and he's like, "You guardians of the galaxy, this is who's defending you." Blah 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 blah. Um, so he's ready to. He's
Ready
ready
to
to kill
drop the
them.
hammer.
Yeah. But then we start to see like Rocket start to mess around with some stuff. Like he's working on something, and Peter's like, "All right, I got." He's gonna distract him. So he stands up
Here's some singing.
and he starts singing and dancing, and and it really like throws Ronan off, and
It's like
he's like, "What are you doing?"
it's like what is this? What this isn't what I expected. What are you doing?
And then he's like, I'm distracting you. And then they shoot Ronan. Oh no, they
They
shoot
blow
the
up the
stone.
hammer.
Um,
Yeah,
they get the stone.
Peter dives for it.
Yeah, and he catches it, and then that thing starts to happen to him, where like we see all the
Yeah,
purple, whatever, everything's going crazy, and we see his skin start to like he's about to
he starts to die,
explode.
kind of.
Yeah, but it's not happening, and then we see like he's not dying, but then we see Gamora, and she's like, Peter, take my hand, and she reaches out her hand, and all of a sudden he kind of has a flashback to when his mother was dying, and she was like, take my hand,
Yeah,
and this time he was finally able to do it, and
yeah.
and then
They
who's the other guy?
Drax
Drax
gets
comes,
next to
grabs
Peter,
him.
and he joins
Right.
in. Then Rocket like reaches up and joins in,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all able to kind of spread the power of the stone out a little bit enough
Mm-hmm.
to control it.
Mm-hmm. And and they all survive, and um,
Logan's defeated,
Ronan is defeated. Yep, they save the day.
and
Teamwork makes the
stones,
dream work. I say it all the time. It's
yeah,
true.
and the stones put into a sphere,
Mm-hmm.
and that then they're done with that battle.
Yep. Um, and Yondu wants it. He wants the
Yeah,
stone.
Yondu's like, we had a deal.
Yeah. So Gamora's like, don't do it, and he's like, I have to. So he gives it to him, and they take off.
He
Um,
tells him, don't open it,
yeah.
like because that you've seen what that stone does. Don't open it.
Mm-hmm. And
And
then he says to her like, oh, don't worry, I gave him I kept the real thing. I gave him the fake one.
he's gonna be mad when he
Yeah.
finds out this wasn't
Yeah.
that's not the real one.
And then like later on,
He,
you see him open it, and it's like a troll,
he trolls him. Yeah,
and he laughs.
he's like, yep, that's my boy.
Yeah. It was kind of like well done, well played. Um,
Um,
and
yeah,
then okay. Okay, so then we're back to Novacor,
yeah.
and
The
who
the
are
Nova Corps
they?
basically
They
get what?
the Novacor. Who exactly are they? They like the what do you call them? Like the planetary government
They're like
police.
I they're like one of the many like planetary I don't know. I guess you could say like they're the core. They're not the Coruscant, but they're like a planetary.
Okay. They okay.
Fun.
Yeah, wasn't sure exactly sure they're like a federation of species. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I couldn't exactly figure out what it was because it was I know like they had like their police there, who like arrested them in the beginning.
yeah.
Um, so I wasn't really exactly sure what it was. Okay. Um, so anyway, so they like scanned him or whatever, and they discovered that
Yeah.
he's half human and half
Something else.
something else, and that was
Yeah,
probably why he was able to hold on to the stone for so long without
yeah.
being absorbed by
This
it.
this other half of him,
Hmm.
his father, basically, whatever his father was, gave him the power to be able to handle the stone without it killing him.
Yeah. Um,
And speaking of his father, Yandu and his crewmate like mentioned that they captured Peter to bring him to his father, but they decided not to.
oh, okay. Okay, yeah, there was something, and I didn't follow that. I wasn't sure. I was a little confused by that. Okay. Um, now, I know there's a Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
Hmm.
Are any of these questions answered? Like, about his father, or am I allowed to know?
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, fine. But hey, at least I know
Did you watch?
Thanos is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Um, did you watched the credits? So you watched like you saw the
Yes.
credit scenes.
So I saw
Baby Groot dance.
yeah, I saw Baby Groot dancing. So I thought that was nice. I was like, at least he can be like reborn. Like he's not dead. He's just a little dead. And Princess Bride.
Yeah, we get a new Groot.
Yeah, we got a new Groot, a baby Groot. Um, it's in a few. You look at there. Okay. And then we see the
Uh,
dog.
Uh,
The dog in a spacesuit looking. What's his face's face?
I, I now I can't remember if I 100%, but I believe I don't know like if this is a comic book dog or is it like a reference to when during the space program we were sending animals and I think like Russia sent a dog into
Oh,
space.
that was horrific. When I read the things that used to go on, that's just it's horrifying that they even did that.
Yeah,
I don't care about furthering signs, whatever they got out of that. I don't know what they got out of that, but that was just cruel. There's my 2 cents on that. So
I think yeah. What I was thinking is like, is that a reference to that? But yeah, nah, I don't
the
know.
dog runs nowhere. Oh, okay.
Huh. Okay. But we see the collector has Howard the Duck.
I was confused by that. I was like, what is that?
It's a movie George Lucas made.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of Howard the Duck before?
I mean, it sounds familiar, but like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know nothing of Howard the Duck except for that it was a movie, it was a comic, there was a bunch of things. It's a story that I
Okay.
know exists.
It's a fun movie. Okay. I'll be the judge of that. All right. Gunton us to fly. He wouldn't have taken our wings. Ah. All right. You're all saying it's good, so maybe it is. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Good as a point of view.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking at the beginning of this movie. I was like, all right, everybody likes this movie. What the hell are they thinking?
So yeah, that's Guardians of the
That was
Galaxy.
it. I like the way they ended the movie with them like all together on the ship, and they're like, hey, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And they're like, we'll let you lead, Star-Lord. You decide.
Bit of both.
There was and there was something very Star Warsy about that, like all of them
Yeah.
together off to save the galaxy. I like that rating. So the rating has gone up.
Hey, Madigan.
Just waiting for a treat. Do you want a treat? So it started out as a 7, like in the beginning.
That's actually a lot higher than I thought it was going to be when starting out.
I almost gave it a 6.5, but I was like, but, you know, it's not terrible. I was like, I feel like I have to give it a chance. And then it got bumped up to a 7. I'm torn between a 7.5 and an 8. Like, I can't.
This one's definitely.
I can't.
This one's definitely like an 8 for me.
Okay. I really do feel like of all the movies I watched so far, like, I have to watch this one again.
Yeah.
To really appreciate. Like, I do appreciate it, but I feel like I have to watch it again to really appreciate it, and catch everything that I missed, and and watch it from the beginning, knowing what I know now, like knowing where the story goes. I have to go back and watch it again.
That's what I feel like a lot of these movies will be.
Yeah.
Is when you rewatch them, you'll understand them. You know what's going to happen, so you can kind of enjoy them a bit better. And actually, I should say this one's probably a 9. Actually, I think this one's a 9. This is definitely one of my top 10 favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah. It's
the second one, I'm not gonna spoiler, but I'm gonna say second one. I can't decide if I like it more or less than this one. Like, it's just as good in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that one came out in 2017, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I was on Disney Plus, I was like, all right, I gotta make sure I watch the right one.
if there's a 2 in it, you're watching.
Yes, yeah. Well, unfortunately, there was a 2 in it, so that kind of gave it away. Second one's about as good.
Yeah. And yeah, so okay. So next week, single movie.
Okay, good.
Because the next one, it was gonna be a double feature, but I felt like this movie's too big to put with a double feature. So Civil War, Captain America: Civil War is the next movie.
I love me some more Captain America.
This one's definitely a big one. I'm excited to see what you think of this one.
All right, I'm excited.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, nobody say, like, just like throw you in. Okay. See what you think.
Okay. Civil War is going to be. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. All right. I'll brace myself.
Yeah. I thought because the movie that's going to be afterward, I thought it was small enough that we could work with Civil War, but I thought, nah, Civil War is big enough. We're going to have a big conversation about that one. Okay. So the next the movies after Civil War will be smaller, but it'll be a double feature.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I'm excited to check it out. Cause so far, like, Captain America is my favorite, superhero. So I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, now what about, like, can I watch mid-credits, end credits? Spoilers, no spoilers?
Yeah, the credits in Captain America are safe.
Okay. All right, cool. Have some tissues. I'm like, oh no, come on now. I don't like sad movies. Oh. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Let's get to it. Let's get to that next week.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us and chatting with us as we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy, and thanks for sticking by us as we discuss this every week. I really appreciate the support. This is fun for us. I've really been enjoying watching these movies. So, I'm excited for the next one. So, all right. So we will be back next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, discussing Captain America: Civil War. And in the meantime, I'll be uploading a video this week. You can catch me streaming on Twitch. And also, if you haven't already, please check out The Inspector Who Reacts. He has a great channel here on YouTube. You should definitely check out his stuff. Give him a follow. Lots of great stuff on there to watch. So, all right, guys, have a fabulous week, and we'll see you all next Sunday.
Take care. See you there.
Bye, everyone. Be happy, be healthy, and be safe. Have a great